What's up, guys? Swift here. I wanted to talk about something that I meant to talk about yesterday during my practice update, but Matt Eberflus mentioned something that was really cool when he talked to the press yesterday. He talked about how Nick Saban was at practice earlier this week, and he elaborated on his friendship with Coach Saban. He said that he texted Saban shortly after he retired and invited him to come to practice anytime he wanted. This week, Saban spent time with Flus. One of the things they talked about was quarterbacks. With Eberflus having a rookie quarterback, he would lean on Nick Saban for advice on how to deal with the young guy and what to expect with him as far as leadership. Nick Saban has worked with a ton of quarterbacks in his time at Alabama, most recently guys like Tua and Jalen Hurts. But he said they also spent a lot of time talking about defensive coverages. Eberflus is a defensive coach. Nick Saban is probably one of the greatest defensive coaches of all time and one of the best college football coaches in history. So them talking about coverages is great to hear. I'd love to hear Saban's ideas on what he would do with this secondary, considering how much talent we have in our defensive back room. So Eberflus being able to pick his brain and probably get some ideas from Nick Saban is something really awesome if you ask me. Matt Eberflus worked with Nick Saban way back in 1990, and they've remained friends since. I thought it was a pretty awesome story. It's great that Eberflus can lean on Saban if he has any questions. But I also had one more thing to talk about with training camp. Since it's moved to Halas Hall from Bourbonnais, I really haven't enjoyed it as much. Besides the fact that there's limited tickets, there's always something weird. They haven't done a great job of navigating which field they practice on yet. At Bourbonnais, you could just walk around the practice field to whichever field the Bears were currently on. At Halas Hall, you can't do that. So when they practice on the fields that are far away, you can't really see practice very well. And that's what happened today. They were practicing on the furthest field away from where the fans are. It's always bothered me a little bit, but today Coach Eberflus addressed that. He apologized and said they will make changes going forward. I thought that was really cool because Matt Nagy never addressed it. They didn't really seem to care. Eberflus seems to care. I will say it's not as easy as just practicing on the same field every day. They have different turf for a reason. One reason is because you can't practice on the same field every day. You'll tear it up and players will be at a higher risk of injuries. But they also have different surfaces that they practice on in order to prepare for the NFL where you're going to play on different surfaces. But the cool thing was that Flus seemed like he was going to schedule future practices on fields closer so fans can see better. I think that's good news, and it's great to know that they care. This front office really is different. And I'll tell you one thing, Matt Eberflus is growing on me. Let me know what you guys think about this. I should have my 53-man roster projection out tonight and a ton more content on the way. The Bears are back at practice tomorrow. 2 more back-to-back padded practices, and then we have the Hall of Fame game on Thursday. I appreciate everyone who watches. Please remember to hit that like button for me. And until next time, bear down.